Thank you. Please be seated, everybody. Good morning, folks. My apologies on behalf of everybody for keeping you waiting. We had issues we needed to deal with. I can promise you we weren't out getting coffee. But I don't like it when you guys have to wait. We try not to have that happen. Once in a while, it can't be avoided. That was this morning. So again, thank you for your patience as you were waiting to get started here today. Before we begin with the resumption of evidence, was there anyone in the panel who was exposed in any way, intentionally or unintentionally, to any conversations, discussions about the case, exploration of information, or observing any media, or taking any other steps purposely or inadvertently, which causes you to report to me that you've been the subject or exposed to something? I see no hands. Thank you very much. We're going to continue with the state's presentation this morning. Attorney Raymond.
The state is going to call Detective Liz Allen. You want to go see Randy?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Detective, good morning. If you're able to and believe you can safely and responsibly testify without a mask, that would be our preference if you would.
Okay.
Thank you. And you can go ahead and pull the microphone up a little bit closer because the fans are on and kind of noisy.
Okay.
Go ahead, Attorney Raymond.
Good morning. Could you please state your name, both first and last, for the record, and spell them?
Elizabeth Allen, E-L-I-Z-A-B-E-T-H, last name Allen, A-L-L-E-N.
How are you employed?
Directly in front.
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
I'm a detective with the Dane County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed in that capacity in July of 2021?
I was.
And during that time, did you at some point become assigned to go to the property on Irwin Road in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin?
I did.
Okay. And when you first arrived on that property, what, if anything, were you assigned to do?
Myself, Detective Brent Baverstock, and Detective Tim Blank were doing a line search behind the shed where Cress and Dulce said they saw Chandler's vehicle. When we got to the property, we noticed what appeared to be fresh tire tracks as the weeds were kind of pushed down. So we did the line search where the tire tracks ended. And then once they ended, we went into the wooded area, and that's where Detective Baverstock found the torso.
And in the course of this investigation, you also came across some items that turned out to be of note.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Detective, I'm going to show you what has been marked as Exhibits 108 through Exhibits 113. If you would look through those and then describe them generally as a group.
So Exhibit 108, I'm looking at some oil drums, some overgrown brush, and a tree line.
Okay.
Exhibit 109, I'm looking into the oil drum, which was previously described in the first one. Exhibit 110 or 110, you're looking inside the oil drum and you can see a pair of scissors, a sharp blade, and also a handheld saw. Exhibit 111, you can see the handles of a bolt cutter. Exhibit 1112, you can see the top of the bolt cutter. The handles are red and it appears to be a Craftsman brand. Exhibit 113, you again see an up-close image of the blade saw, the scissors, and the handheld saw.
And did those all appear to be true and accurate photographs of what you observed?
Yes.
And the date you observed these, was that the 8th of July,
It was.
2021?
It was.
At this point, I would move exhibits 108 through 113 into evidence.
No objection.
They are received.
Detective, before I display these to the jury, these exhibits 108 through 113 to the jury, could you just we have a map here, exhibit 57, or not a map, I'm sorry, an aerial photo. Could you show where that oil drum was on that date and where you observed these items?
So here's the oil drum, and Detective Baverstock and I were out on the property waiting for the cadaver dog, and while we were waiting, I noticed the triangle shape in the oil drum, and that's what prompted us to look inside of it.
And could you also point out where you observed those tire tracks?
Right here. Right beyond it.
Judge, if you could turn on the HDMI. Okay, yep.
And they should appear on the computer monitor if it's turned on.
It is.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm publishing exhibit 108. How would you describe that photo for the jury?
So that is the oil drum, and if you're looking at the picture to the right of it is the tree line, and in between the oil drum and the tree line is where the tire tracks were.
Exhibit 109, how would you describe exhibit 109?
So that is the triangle shape that I saw from the rusted oil drum.
Exhibit 110,
That's the inside view from the oil drum. You can see a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and a handheld saw with a blade attached.
oops. All right, I'm gonna skip, I guess, to exhibit 112.
That's again through the oil drum, and you can see the top of the bolt cutters, red handle, Craftsman brand.
And exhibit 113.
That again is through the oil drum, a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and the handheld saw blade, or with the saw attached.
And exhibit 111, the slide did not somehow make it into the PowerPoint, but could you describe that
Yep,
photo
that's
to
the
the jury?
handles of the bolt cutters, red handle, black grips.
Were these items that you observed in the oil drum collected in connection with the investigation?
They were.
Nothing further of this witness at this time.
Any cross-examination?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Couple questions. Prior to July 8th, had you ever been to that Irwin Road address?
No,
And again, prior to July 8th, had you ever seen these items you found in that drum?
no.
That's all. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused at this time.
Yes.
Thank you, Detective. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Attorney Brown?
Casino call Rich Bennett at this time.
And you can take down the screen if you, Your Honor.
Take care, Liz.
I solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Good morning, sir. If you are able to safely and responsibly, it is appreciated if you could testify without a mask at this time. Thank you. Go ahead.
Good morning. Please state and spell your name for us.
Richard Bennett, Richardbennett.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
With the Dane County Sheriff's Office as a detective
How long have you been a detective?
since May of 2021,
And how long have you been with the sheriff's office?
December 19th of 2005.
Were you assigned to various parts of the investigation, to the missing persons of Bart and Krista Halderson, and then later to the homicide of Bart and Krista Halderson?
Yes,
And it was one of your roles at times to be in contact with Mr. Halderson?
with,
I'll phrase it a different way. At times, had you made contact with Chandler Halderson?
yes,
Did he have your phone number?
yes,
At some point on the 8th of July, around 10:15 in the morning, did you receive a call that went to voicemail from Mr. Halderson?
I did.
And you've heard that call in preparation for today. Does that appear to be a USB drive in that envelope?
Yep,
And
yes,
I'm showing you Exhibit 116. I would move 116 into evidence.
No objection.
It is received.
And was that call, the voicemail, excuse me, was that downloaded and placed into evidence in this case?
yes.
If I didn't move, I'll move 116 and 117 for the court record, and I'll move to display 116.
Very good. 117 may be received. I think that's the transcript.
No objection.
Just 1 second. Just to confirm the date and time, I think you answered yes, but it was July 8th at 10 in the morning, 10:15 or so?
Approximately, yes.
Okay. We're going to play that right now. And Judge, if we could have the HDMI left again.
Hi, my name is Chandler Halderson, and I haven't heard anything about my parents since, and I've heard everyone's been talking to my brother and not me. And I'd like to hear something. If you could give me a call back, my number is 920-838-4549. Thank you.
And was that the voicemail, sir?
Yes,
Did you in fact call him back, or did you not have that opportunity?
I did call him back.
Okay, and did you talk to him?
I did.
And what did you talk about?
Similar to the content of the voicemail he left, he asked about updates and people speaking with his brother.
And what did you tell him?
I informed him that I did not have any additional updates based on any information that he'd probably already received from speaking with detectives the prior day.
Okay. Were you yourself the main assigned case detective at this point?
No.
No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Detective, before calling Chandler Halderson back, you knew in your mind you weren't going to tell him anything substantial, correct?
I knew that I didn't have any substantial information to provide to anybody.
He was a suspect at that time?
No, not to my knowledge.
So on July 8th, to your knowledge, he was not a suspect?
It was early in the morning. At that point, no, I did not have any additional information from the night before.
Okay, thank you.
Any redirect?
No,
May this witness be excused?
he's excused.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good rest of your day. And the next witness, please.
I'll call Brian Shunk back to the stand.
Do you solemnly swear to confirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do you have the?
Good morning, Detective. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some communication that you might have had with Mr. Halderson at this point. I know you've testified before. Just going to July 8th, so kind of the second full day of the investigation, the parents reported the day before missing. On the 8th, did you receive any calls from Chandler Halderson?
Yes, I received 3 telephone calls from Chandler.
And did you talk to him all 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. Approximately when was the first call that day?
The first call was at approximately 11:30 a.m.
Okay. And what, to your recollection, did you talk about with Mr. Halderson?
Mr. Halderson wanted to inform me that he had spoken to the news, the media, gave some interviews on that. I asked him if he had any further information for us that he may have provided to the media that we didn't have at that point, and he said he did not.
Approximately when was that call again?
That one, I believe, was approximately 11:30 a.m.
Was that recorded or not?
That was not.
The next call with Mr. Halderson, when was that?
That one, I believe, was at approximately 1:30 p.m.
Okay. And what did you talk about at that time with Mr. Halderson?
Chandler told me that he had been searching around in his parents' bedroom, located a set of keys in his father's nightstand, the end table, that he believed were to the cabin. He told me that his brother Mitchell was on his way over to the Oak Springs home to grab those keys because Mitchell was going to drive up with his fiancée to the cabin to check it out.
Okay. And around this time you got this call, were you aware that Dane County had asked Langlade County to assist in this investigation?
I was.
And what was the plan at that point? Were deputies from here going up there?
Yes. I told Mr. Halderson that we'd like to be in contact with Mitchell as we were going to be sending 2 members of the sheriff's office up to assist with the search. I didn't want anybody going in or around the home without law enforcement present.
Sure. And was that call recorded?
It was not.
Did something happen between the second call and you said there were 3 calls and the third call that day that was important in the investigation?
Yes, we received information that Chandler Halderson was observed out at the farm in Cottage Grove near a wooded area. I also had just received, prior to the third call, information that torso was located in the area that Chandler Halderson was last seen.
In your mind and in the course of the investigation, is that the point where this became a homicide investigation for you versus a missing persons investigation?
Yes.
So the third call, when was that?
That one was approximately 3:30 p.m.
Okay. And was that call recorded?
That one was recorded.
And why was that one recorded and the prior 2 not?
At that point, Chandler had called me. We found a torso in the location where he was observed. It appeared to be a male torso at that time. Chandler moved from a person of interest to a suspect at that point.
Sure. The deputies that you had sent up to Langlade County at some point, was any action taken regarding those folks headed up to Langlade County?
Yes, those members of the sheriff's office were part of our crime scene unit. We immediately called them and arranged for them to turn around and come back as we now had an active crime scene.
Okay. So when we watched the Langlade County video and they talked about Dane County turning around, that was, the impetus was you and that stage of the investigation where everything changed?
That was why, yeah.
Okay. The call that you recorded with Mr. Halderson, approximately what time was that again?
That was approximately 3:30 p.m., I believe 3:38.
I'm showing it's been marked as exhibit number 114. It's a USB drive, correct?
Correct.
And this is the recorded call. You've had an opportunity to listen to this with Mr. Halderson.
Yes.
Okay. Move 114, 115 into evidence for the court record.
No objection.
They are received.
Move to publish 114.
You may.
A little confused. I got 2 squads parked right outside my house, and they're not really canvassing. They're just kind of sitting there. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the area doing canvassing, and they're also probably doing a shift change right now, getting our second shift crew on around 3:30.
Oh, there's 4 now. Something going going on that we need to know?
Well, they're probably doing reports. They're probably doing shift change. You know, they've been going around trying to get a hold of neighbors, so I'm wondering if they're in the area trying to catch people now that they're coming home from work. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of them in just a little while.
All right. Well, any news with my brother? I haven't heard from him.
No, as far as I know, they're still on their way up north. A couple-hour drive, so he's probably halfway into it, right?
Yeah, I suppose about.
Yeah. Any news on your end at all? Have you gotten any phone calls, text messages?
Gotten any messages other than from concerned parents.
Okay.
I can't, there's no mail. There's a hold on my mail.
Okay.
Is that normal? Are you guys getting it at least?
No, we don't put a hold on people's mail. I've never heard of that happening before.
There's a hold on my mail. There's a ticket in there. All mail held at the station is what it says.
Okay. Yeah, nothing done by us, that's for sure.
Because I'm going to need my medical bills.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't put a hold on people's mail, and typically only the people that live at the address can do that. Did your parents put a hold on the mail? Does it say who put the hold on the mail?
I can go check, I suppose.
Okay.
Do you know of anything? So, I don't know. It's kind of stressful. Sorry, so there's nothing new going on?
Not that I'm aware of.
Alright.
Yeah. Who's there? Are you at home still right now, obviously? Because you're saying they're outside. Who's there with you?
Yeah, no, they're not with me. They're just 4 squads just parked outside.
Okay. Who was just talking in the background, Kat?
Yeah, Kat's over with me.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I mean, I can definitely give you a call or message you, I guess, depending. What time are you planning on going to dinner?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
pretty soon here.
Is it cool to
I
call
was
you?
hoping to hear from... What was that?
Is it cool to call you while
Yeah.
you're at dinner? Okay.
Anytime.
Okay. Well, I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. I mean, obviously with the mail, that has nothing to do with us at all. I've never heard of a detective or law enforcement agency holding somebody's mail. You know, and then as far as everybody in the area, you know, you kind of had to figure we were going to be in the area all day today.
Yeah, I was just wondering why there were 4 cars instead of the canvassing.
Yeah.
Any news about that blue house with the big cameras?
The blue house with the big cameras. Is that the one across the street?
Yeah, across the street, kind of in the corner. It's a newer house.
I haven't talked to...
I stopped by their house.
Yeah, I have a detective that's getting footage from the area. I don't know exactly which houses he's gotten video from yet. But yeah,
Sounds like they downloaded all of it and already have it at IT.
Oh, okay. So he's probably reviewing it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes time to go through those things. You figure you can only fast forward so much.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right, well, I'll give you a holler if anything pops up. You know, and I'll give a call around and just kind of get a briefing from people up in the area.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. Thanks, Chandler.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Couple of questions. Solve one thing right away. This issue with the mail, what was that about?
Chandler told me that he received a ticket in the mailbox that the mail was being held.
And did you later learn that that actually was true?
I did, yeah. Law enforcement does not have the ability to hold somebody's mail, so I didn't know exactly what was going on there. Throughout the investigation, we did learn that the Windsor post office had heard of the missing people, Bart and Krista Halderson, and put a hold on the mail for them at that point.
That had nothing to do with you guys?
It had nothing to do with us.
Okay. There were parts of that conversation where Mr. Halderson asked about increased police presence or whether something new had happened in the case. At that point, something new had happened in the case, right?
Correct.
Why did you not tell him that, and why did you answer the questions in the way you did?
So at that point, keep in mind, we had just received the information that a torso was located in the area that Chandler was at the farm. So in the command post, we're trying to arrange a lot of different things. A lot's going on. We're trying to, control that crime scene out there. We're trying to get our crime scene investigators back to the area. I'm trying to get detectives out in the area of the Oak Springs home. I was trying to ask Chandler who was at the house because I'm trying to determine, first if he's home, where he's at. Like I said, he was a suspect at this point, so I just wanted to find out where he was, who he is with. I didn't want to tip him off, that I had other areas or other officers converging into the area.
Okay. What was the plan at that point? Following that call with Chandler at, you said about 3:30?
Correct.
And approximately how long before that had you received the torso news?
It was approximately a half hour prior.
So you're 30 minutes into knowing it's a homicide investigation. What plan do you come up with in the command post at that point?
So we had already, like I said, called our crime scene unit back to respond to the farm. We had several deputies and detectives in the area of the Oak Springs address doing canvassing. We're contacting neighbors. We're talking to friends. A lot was going on in that neighborhood. So there was an increased police presence, obviously, throughout the investigation. At that point, a few phone calls were made just to have detectives and deputies more so in the area. And then, basically, I was trying to arrange for Chandler to come downtown to the public safety building where I was located so we could perform an interview.
Sure. And was there anyone else you really wanted to interview that day?
We wanted to interview Kat also.
Okay.
Kat Melander.
How was that accomplished? What happened?
So we had some detectives and also a deputy assist make contact with Chandler and Kat. They consensually, basically they were told that detectives wanted to talk to them downtown, and they consented to that.
Okay. Were they driven downtown or did they drive themselves?
They were driven.
In squad cars?
Correct.
And were they in the same squad car or separate squad cars?
They were in separate.
When they got down here, were they taken to the same room or were they together for any length of time?
Yes, when they arrived here, when the squads pulled in to the location, they were able to talk. They were right next to each other. They were escorted up the elevators to our interview area, which is in an office area of the building.
Sure. I'm going to show you it's been marked. This case is exhibits number 119. The interview with Chandler, was that audio and video recorded?
Yes, it was.
And you've seen a copy of that in preparation for trial?
Definitely.
119 appear to be a USB of that video.
Yes.
We'll move 119 and 118 for the court record into evidence.
No objection.
It is received.
Move to publish.
You may publish.
While I'm getting ready to do that, interview rooms, they have cameras in them?
Correct.
How many cameras usually?
There's typically 2 cameras.
And when Kat and Chandler were brought into these interview rooms, were they walked down together? Were they walked down separately? How did that work?
Yeah, so they would have came up the elevator together in the presence of law enforcement. You would walk out into a hallway. Kat would have went down the hallway to the left and around the corner. Chandler remained in that position because the interview room he was going to was right there.
Okay. And sometimes there's a delay when people get put in the interview room for a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so if we start 8 minutes in, would you be able to represent that nothing notable happened in those first 8 minutes other than Mr. Halderson sitting there?
Yes.
Okay. And there might be a minute or two more right after that before you walk in?
Correct.
Okay. And we'll do that in 1 second. There's another detective that joins you in this interview, correct?
Correct.
Who is that?
Detective Bill Hendrickson.
Why are there 2 detectives at this point in the interview?
We always have 2 detectives in interviews, a couple different philosophies there. My focus as the lead detective is getting the questions out to Chandler and observing his responses, but I also have to take notes so I can remember everything that's being said. The second detective is also watching the body language of the person, and they can also chime in if there's something that they feel I'm missing, maybe not asking the right question or asking the question in the proper way to get the answers that we're looking for. They can chime in and maybe clarify things for us.
Okay. At this point, I think it would probably be best. We'll play this video. I'll move this exhibit as to not obstruct anyone's view. Approximately how long are we going to be watching this video, Detective, just to give everyone an idea of how long they're going to be moved?
I believe the interview is approximately 2 hours long.
Okay. So perhaps dimming the lights, Judge, would be appropriate.
And we may see if we started on the record with the jury at 9:30. I don't know that we can go through the entire interview. We'll find out. Maybe we'll take a break during it if we, at an appropriate point, so that we don't go much past 90 minutes in here and come back and finish up the remainder of the video before the noon hour.
I mentioned we might speed up a little bit, but for instance, I'll just jump to 4:30, or I'll jump to 8 minutes and 16 seconds. That's just Mr. Halderson sitting in an interview room?
Correct.
Okay. Now, a couple of questions. Just first, Mr. Halderson is eventually going to move to that chair that's in the bigger part of the screen, right?
Yes.
And that's when you guys come in?
Yes.
Okay.
We ask them to move to the other chair.
But looking at that top left screen at this point, Mr. Halderson's there. It looks like he has a water cup on the table.
He does.
Okay. He's not handcuffed or chained to the floor or anything like that, right?
No, he was down there consensually at that point.
Okay. And you mentioned that as they walked in, Kat went to another room. If you're looking at that top left screen and you were to walk out that door, would Kat have been to the left or would she have been to the right?
She would be to the right of the screen.
Okay. So at least in your knowledge, the last time Mr. Halderson saw Kat, that's the way she was walking?
Correct.
All right. And there might be a minute or two here, but we're going to start playing at 8:16 and play through.
Hey Chandler, how are you doing?
Not good.
Good, good.
But you guys switch spots.
Yeah.
Gonna sit in that red chair.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
want water?
Okay.
Here's an extra one.
No, you're good.
What's going on?
All right, so we're just gonna talk to you a little bit more, okay? Let's write some stuff here.
The other one.
All right, just so you know, I'm gonna record stuff, okay? It just helps me remember everything and picks up everything that we talk about. All right, so Brian Shunk, Detective Dane County Sheriff's Office, we spoke yesterday.
Yeah. Chandler Halderson.
Yep. What's your middle initial, Chandler?
M.
M as in Michael.
Michael.
And then your birth date.
3/15/1998.
Got it. And then your cell phone I already have. We've been talking on that. So obviously we're here. We want to talk a little bit about your parents going missing, right, Krista and Bart. Before we get started, just because you're up here, okay, so I'm just going to read you your constitutional rights. Okay, so it's a Dane County issued card that they give us. So I'll just read them to you right off the card, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the question and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
Do you understand the rights I just read you?
I do.
Okay. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Just need a yes, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
the second
Okay.
one,
Okay.
so I'll just read it again. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Oh, I will make a statement.
Okay.
So you understand them?
Yeah,
You're willing to talk to them?
Could I have the card so I could read it? I missed some. I'm sorry. I'm
I can read
still
it.
having a little bit of problems. The third one?
I'll read it.
We'll just start all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just read them all again.
Thank you.
No big deal.
All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the questioning and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
So then the only two questions I asked were, do you understand?
Yeah,
your
I
rights?
understand, and I am willing to make a statement.
Okay, perfect. All right, so like we already said, I talked to you yesterday. So today is July 8th. It's about 5:11 now. We started talking at 5:08. So yesterday, July 7th, I came to your house where you live with your parents, Bart and Krista Halderson. And the reason I was there is you had gone to the Windsor Police Department and reported them missing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't go to the department. I went to their office break room area.
In the same building?
Yeah, I think it's mixed in with the city hall.
Okay. But nonetheless, a deputy
Yeah.
came and
Yes.
spoke to you. Okay. So you reported your parents missing. We got some information from you yesterday. We've been following leads last night, working today to, go through different things, just trying to locate them, right? So I guess if you want to start with, let's just go back to last Wednesday.
Wednesday. I was with my dad. What time Wednesday? I remember it. It was kind of a bad day.
Okay. Why was it a bad day?
Well, my mom had work, so she was gone. My Dad and I were watching something over lunch. It was the Wheel of Fortune, and we normally have the couch, like with our back facing the table we sat at the end of you coming.
Downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs,
Okay.
in that room with the TV. I tossed the ball, and I smashed the glass
Okay.
with the dog's help. That set my dad off, and we tried to clean it up. I don't know about him, but I got injured. But he was mad. He didn't really talk to me too much that day. My mom got home at 5, I believe. That's her normal, 5:20 to 5:30.
What time does she work, do you know?
7:30 is when she leaves. I don't know her hours, but I know when she leaves
Okay.
is 7:30. And then all the way up till 5, and she comes home 5:20, 5:30.
Did she come home about 5:20, 5:30 that day?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So you guys are downstairs, just to touch back on that quick, so the couch, so yesterday when we were down in your basement, the couches were...
In a bed. He helped me put him in a bed before,
Okay.
on Thursday, but they put it into a bed so I could sleep near the bathroom, and the dogs sleep in that floor, so
Okay.
they'll be a lot better if they're sleeping on that floor.
Downstairs floor?
Yeah,
Just cooler for them or something?
kind of, yeah.
Probably, okay. All right, so you were tossing a ball, what type of ball was it?
It's this gross, hairy tennis ball that
Oh, okay.
Rizzo loves.
All right, just like a green tennis ball, like a normal
Yeah,
ball, okay.
with the squeaker, not
Oh.
like a tennis racket ball, but
They don't chew
Dog.
those? My
Tennis
dog
ball.
chews those out of any tennis ball. They just chew the squeakers out and then they don't play with them anymore. All right, so you're just tossing that around, broke the fireplace glass. You said you were injured. What type of injury did you
I got a pretty deep hole in my foot. Last night Mary looked at it and she said the reason it keeps bleeding is because there's glass in it.
Oh,
So-
you showed us your toe.
Yeah, I showed the
Okay.
detective Lee.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that one. It could be infected is what she's thinking, but Neosporin's been helping.
Okay, good. Keeping it clean and stuff. The best you can.
I know how, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Wednesday, back to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Once I got all the glass out of the dog's hair, she didn't sustain any injuries.
Good.
Nothing even on her nose. She got it with her shoulder bone, I believe. So glass dog. That was roughly around 2. And then the rest, he didn't really talk to me. I went back to doing like a job search, kind of just shitting my day away. Just getting games, YouTube maybe. That's when I came across one of the jobs I liked. Then 5 o'clock rolled by and Mom came home. Dinner,
What do you guys have Wednesday night?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Who made it?
I think it was probably just stuff from the fridge.
Okay.
I think we all did our own thing again.
Sure.
By the way, a detective at my house said something's happened, and while we were leaving, people were going inside. Is there a warrant for my house?
Should there be?
No, I'm just wondering if
Okay.
can we go in?
As far as I know, they were at your house and they were going to be there talking to you to ask if you would come up here and talk to
Yeah,
us.
but Officer Haley just like walked pretty much in to the gate. You know, the gate on the outside.
Mhm.
She just kind of walked in. I was wondering.
Was that when you were getting your wallet?
No, we were. I was in the car waiting to leave. I was just wondering if everything's okay because she
Okay.
said something's happened.
Okay.
and we need to go down.
All right. I'll find out what that's about.
Well, has anything bad happened? Oh,
Not sure. All right. So Wednesday night, mom comes home. Dad was angry. Was he yelling, or what was? How would you
it was-
describe Dad being angry?
it was, he would yell if you said something to him, I guess, if you talk to him. If you give him his space, he'll be okay. So,
Wednesday night.
Wednesday, if you just give
How
him his
was it that
space.
night?
That's all we did, just give him his space, he wouldn't yell or do anything.
Okay.
That's all we had to do. Ma and I went to clean, do some laundry, make our beds, stuff like that.
Who is we?
Ma and I.
Your mom. Okay. And that was Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's, we had an early night. No TV that night.
Gotcha. What time did your parents go to bed Wednesday night, do you think?
I was in bed at 8.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you when they went to bed.
Okay. No worries. And you were downstairs, that's where you've been sleeping, you told me last night?
I was in my room Wednesday.
Upstairs, okay. Gotcha, so in the bedroom upstairs, and then you slept downstairs. Why have you been sleeping downstairs again? You told me last night.
Bathroom.
The bathroom's right
I
there.
need to be close. It's stairs. I can't see too well in the dark now. So
Gotcha. And just like last night, I'm jotting some notes quick. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean one thing is more important than the other. It just means that I need to remember stuff, and
I
sometimes
understand.
Gotcha. All right. So, did you sleep with your door closed that night or open?
Oh yeah, I always have it closed.
Closed door. Yeah, that makes sense.
I have a feeling they argued a little bit after.
Parents did. What were they arguing about?
Probably what set my dad off that day, the glass.
Okay.
Us not having food ready, and stuff like that. We just microwave whatever was in the fridge, I suppose.
Yeah. Who was upset about that?
Dad.
Dad was. Okay.
He usually doesn't like that. He likes when we cook.
Okay. Okay. Does he ever cook?
I haven't seen him cook. Oh, he grills. He likes to grill. He grilled on Thursday.
Nice. All right.
I think I told one officer the green egg he got. It makes terrible food, but yeah.
Dad does?
Yeah. Oh, the green egg.
Oh,
itself,
the green
but
egg. That's like a grill or something?
Yeah, it's insulated and makes everything smoky.
Oh, okay.
It's Thursday morning. I wake up.
What time you think?
6.
Okay.
Dogs.
We talked about that yesterday. 6 a.m. is kind of your deal, right? 6 a.m.
Yep. Got an internal clock now.
Yeah.
I haven't used the thing for a while.
All right.
6. I don't often eat breakfast, so I kind of just stay in my room on my phone. Help my mom out getting ready in the morning. She left for work at 7:30. I got her whatever she had to do. What was it? It was meaningless tasks, like just daily, like pillowcase changes and sheet changes, stuff like that. You know, in the morning.
Before work?
Yeah, that's what we always do. Then she's gone. My dad starts the grill around 8:39
in the morning.
To get the temperature right.
Was he working from home that day, or?
Yes.
Okay.
We ate the grill. Nothing really happened between that. We kind of either were outside with the dogs from the lighting of the grill, him going in, taking a couple calls now and then, or emails or something. But we just kind of watched the grill and waited to get it set steady at hamburgers for $3.50-ish.
Okay.
Then, so yeah, we just kind of waited.
For the burgers?
And then we ate noon 30. Or 12:30, sorry.
Sure.
Then we went inside and had our TV show again, Wheel of Fortune. So it was on around our time for lunch. Or was it Family Feud? The Family Feud was Thursday. Family Feud.
Where'd you guys watch that at? Downstairs?
Same.
Okay. Did you guys have a TV upstairs? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
Not allowed. Sorry, I'm really trying to work the memory.
That's fine.
Then, yeah, we went to go do our own things. I went back to a little bit more job searching. This time I branched into DeForest instead of just Windsor looking. He went back to work. We planned on something went well. Oh, we were I don't know, something went well for him. So that's all. Then we were hanging out again. My mom texts. I believe I texted her everything's going well. His phone died, my dad. He didn't believe. He just kind of like charged it, put it on the dock, and left it. Then we just kind of hung out, and my mom gets home, and I start shrimp scampi for my dad, because that's what he wanted, but we didn't have shrimp, so I made shrimpless scampi. That's where they told me while we were eating it, they were gonna go with their friends, and I was like, oh, cool.
And they said they were going to the cabin.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. We're going up north. That's how they
friends,
refer
okay.
to it.
Who said that, mom or dad?
Ma. My dad doesn't talk while he eats.
Okay.
So there we are at Thursday dinner, up north of the cabin. My dad says, I'll need a set for pipe repair and gas. So I'm like, all right. I grabbed the pipe repair stuff from his plumbing chest, or plumbing box. It's like a tote of what you need for pipe repair. And 2 whatever jerry cans. I can't remember the amount, but they're red with the safety nozzles. Got those squared away. They had most of their duffels already packed at that point. And we all just started bringing them down to the mud room with the shoes by the garage.
Where you showed me him.
After that, we watched is a Netflix original, 7 Underground, with a thrill-seeking, it's like they fake their deaths and they fly airplanes and they like fight at the evil of the world by being ghosts. It's pretty cool.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. Who was watching that?
The three of us.
All three of you? Okay.
All three. And that put it at 9. They had their drinks. Went to my computer. My computer was at that black table we sat at.
Sure.
We saw that stuff. Played a video game called Tarkov until midnight. Well, after midnight, maybe even. Kind of lose track of time. And my parents by then were asleep. We got the toothbrush and everything. Then I got upstairs. Oh, that was Thursday. Yeah, so I did. So we got the bed all set before we played Tarkov, and that's when I crawled into bed from the black table. So after our movie, we set up my couch bed and the pillows for the girls.
Who helped you set the bed up?
My dad.
Dad, okay.
Yes, he knew he was leaving and I would need that. Friday morning, I woke up. They had left with the stuff was all set out. They remembered the gas. I found the folding chairs that they wanted to bring, but they never brought them. I'm assuming they couldn't fit them. They're big. So I put those away. That was Friday morning. I go upstairs, feed the dogs. It was around 6-ish, not 6:15 when I woke up. I was a little late that day.
6:15 Friday, okay.
That's just when I looked at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs. Saw my Ma's note, the insurance for my appointment. I just ate whatever's on the counter. I think it was cornbread.
Where was the note from your mom?
That was on the kitchen, like there's a peninsula.
Yeah.
With the insurance stacked up. But I moved it to the table.
Okay. And then those insurance cards were there also that we saw yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she knew which one I would need. But I have 3 now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Friday.
Yep. So it was Friday
I hung
morning.
out with Kat Friday night, I believe.
What'd you do Friday during the day?
Oh yeah, let's work backwards. I kind of took the day away. I played video games.
Okay. Parents are gone, why not, right?
Yeah, I didn't do anything that I should have. I should have been cleaning and all of that.
Well, the house seemed pretty clean when I was there.
You see all the dog hair? That's got to be gone.
It
All
comes
of it.
along with it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Friday during the day, just played video games, kind of.
Yeah, then after work, I believe that was the day Kat came over.
After whose work?
Kat, she is
after her work.
5 was her work when she was off. I believe she came over.
So she gets done around 5.
The
Okay.
cat came at 5, you said?
I don't think she went straight here after. I
Let's not make
believe
sure
she
her
came
does.
over. It could have been later, like 6, maybe give her time for like getting clothes.
This is after work, did you say? Where's she
Yeah.
work at?
She works downtown Middleton
Oh,
as
okay.
a farm tech.
Okay.
She, I believe she stayed with me on that couch that night.
So she spent the night over.
Yeah.
You guys both slept on the couch downstairs?
Yeah.
What'd you do before you went to bed?
That was Friday night. That might have been my own night. I might be wrong. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I think I spent that night alone. I just kind of gamed online with some of my friends. Oh, I said Saturday night. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So, one night, I gamed alone all night. One night, Kat spent the night on the couch. Oh, and Sunday, she spent the night in my bed with me. She helped me out.
Sunday night.
Sunday night, I know that because she didn't want to spend another night on the couch bed. She didn't like it. And she went to work on Monday morning. So that was my bed night. We, backtracking, one night she spent on the couch with me, with like the couch bed we've made.
Mm-hmm.
But one night I gamed all night, or all day and night, pretty much. And I'm pretty sure that was Friday night. And let's go with Saturday was my night alone.
Okay. So Friday, we believe she came over.
Yes.
And then Saturday was the game night.
Yes. So backtracking to Friday, when she came by, we actually we just Bright, no, not Bright. There's this movie or a TV series on Netflix. We watched pretty much the entirety of that into the morning. It was a apocalypse show.
Okay.
I don't know the name.
What time do you guys think you went to bed?
We stayed up well until 10, I would say.
PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta be at least the morning. Saturday we didn't do much. She left. This is when I'm really starting to notice my legs.
Okay.
I'm kind of having the anxiety and all of that, like getting a little frustrated with myself and all of that. Like it wasn't too bad until like last week Tuesday when I started noticing it, and Saturday was like the peak, and it's kind of stayed out like this.
Okay. Peak anxiety
and this kind of like set me like to ask for some space, and I just kind of gamed Saturday. Couldn't tell you when I went to bed. I think I might have even stayed up till 2. That, yeah. Yeah, it's just the same game, Escape from Tarkov. I couldn't get a hold of any of my friends to play with, unfortunately. I played like some here and there from Discord, but none would like stick around for that late in the night.
Sure.
Then we get to Sunday. It's the 4th.
Judge, I'll give the court reporter a moment. I'm pausing the video at what's on the screen as 17:37:33. What's actually time played as 41:58. It is 10:30, the traditional time for the morning break.
We'll go ahead and do that, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back, we'll finish up the video. I think it'll take us to the noon hour, but I don't want to go more than that time with you. So even though you've only been in this room about an hour, we'll take a 10-minute break so everybody can have a chance to stretch.